The reason we only stock D'Addario strings is because D'Addario strings are perfect.
When people come in here, they think that we get them for free or something like that, but we don't. We have no other reason except for dependability and tone.
Okay, so there's been a trend lately with these rubber bridge guitars in Nashville. This one, I usually tune down, but it's not tuned down for whatever reason. It's probably just because it's whatever I used on the last. These are usually very effective tuning down. I tune this one down probably about 1.5 steps sometimes. So, let's see, the rubber bridge guitar. That means this bridge is rubber. And a friend of mine here in town, there are a lot of people that make these now, but a friend of mine named Sam Hawksley finds these old guitars, rehabs them, puts this pickup in there.
Do you know what the pickup is?
I'll ask him. I don't know.
Some blade humbucker.
It's a blade humbucker, yeah. I'll ask him and I'll get that info to you. But yeah, this bridge. So they're flat wound strings. You know, and so if you get into some get a little bit of reverb going. I'll put even a little bit. And you get kind of this. I don't know. Sort of, I like them for arpeggios, like arpeggiated parts or. It's just got a very unique sound.
So cool.
So there's that, but there's also this other thing about them because of the attack and flat wound strings and the rubber bridge. Like if you've got an aggressive rhythm part that you want to do, like double it up with this. If you double that with like a Les Paul or something on the other side, it does a real thing.
Huh.
So,
well, isn't that interesting? These sonic trends like that. Like, I don't know, like 20 years ago when Keith Urban played that Get Joe, suddenly everybody had to buy one.
I know.
In Nashville because it just came up.
I know. Yeah, it does. I have one at my house. You know,
right.
I don't give a fuck about banjos.
But it's a similar kind of trend, though. When something like that pops, it's almost like you kind of have to have it just in case.
You do. I mean, that's what a lot of this is about. I mean, you know, my home base is a Fender amp and a Fender or Gibson guitar, but I don't make my records for a living.
You're right. And it's that the customer's always right kind of thing. You want to try and give them what they're asking for. Yeah, in fact, somebody's telling me about a booker back there where he had to play something like that. And he's like, okay, but don't fucking tell anybody.
That's the nice thing about their name being in big letters on the record and mine being really in small letters. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that is a cool thing to have in the arsenal.
It is. It comes up more often than I thought it would, but it's a nice thing to have. And
I love that your buddy is like repurposing these old toy, basically. You know, those used to be. You could find them in garage sales all the time.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Yeah, well, he still does. I mean, they're usually need a lot of repair. I'm sure he did a lot to this. But to get this to intonate right and all of that, I mean, it's a lot of work. He did a great job on this one. And I played others that he's done because other players have them now, and they're always spot on. It's great, you know.
Okay, very cool.